Hey everyone, Merrick's here, bringing you another stream. This one, we are on day 2 of week 2 of the MLC. We got, yes, 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 Mid-Carter. Thank you so much for 11 months, man. 1 month away from a year. That's awesome. Really appreciate that, Mid-Carter. How are you today, buddy? What's up, From to Sip? How are you? Welcome in. So we got day 2 of Ghostbusters. There's Ghostbusters tasks going on. We're all looking for the Slimer coins. Hey, Big Show, how are you, my man? You can see my rank is not super spectacular at the moment. Scotty Go Blue, what's up, my man? Yeah, I did today's stuff other than loot coin, which is all 2 more days and 20 hours. Maybe I'll do it. We'll see where I get. Yo, coach. Yes. 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 Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hey, Piper, how are you? Trial time, woohoo. Oh yeah, looks like that just went live, huh? Thank you for the biddies, VI King. Woo. Hey, Roger the Enigma, Scon. VI King, how are you, VI King? FOD, what's up? Evolution. I mean, have you ever seen me in the same room as a show about evolution? Just saying. Well, if there's a new blog, this kind of has an old-fashioned Merrick's feel. If there's a new blog, let's, what? I mean, this isn't a surprise based on what we got earlier, right? Doesn't look like a showboat in that picture. Are you sure it's a showboat? It looks like we got Superstar Trial, Bret Hart. What else we got? What does it say? 100 shards guaranteed. Starts tomorrow. Showdown mail this weekend. Yes. 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 Big Show, 13 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for the hype train, guys. Vic, how are you? Miki, Dante, great to have you. First time chat, welcome in. Black Amura with the biddies. You think it's a showboat? It looks almost like a tech with the green border. I have no idea. Let me see if there's any chatter, because I haven't been paying attention about when we might see him. Oh, 2Bob with the rate of 17. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Raiders. Yeah, blog just announced it. It absolutely is. Brett. Yeah, I think it's green. Let me double check, Evo. It looked green to me. How's your stream, Bob? Yeah, that's like a lime green, Evo. I don't know if it's another Brett tech or not, though. But it looks lime green to me. With the space background, though, maybe it's a trickster. How's your stream, Bobby? It looks like a tech to me. With the border. Hey, Mr. Robinson, what's up? Mrs. Robinson is at her fill of you today? You won 4 tickets to Raw and she don't... Well, if you need a Raw partner, where's it at? Hey, HD, how are you? Chandler, what's good? JD, McMenemy. Right on. I still... Stick of Truth is on my things to play at some point. It looks super funny. And good. Hey, Sib, how are you? SP8, what's up? Not necessarily super serial. There is stuff that I wanna talk about. Like, hey, Zandel, how are you? Oklahoma Thunder, what's good? More to do with me, I think, than the game, as it were. Maybe kind of both, because they sort of go together. Louisville, Kentucky. That's a bit of a drive. I don't think I can make it right now. Yeah, blog did drop. Not much there, other than it's, thank you for the biddies, Evo. 55 biddies. Thank you, sir. It just, not much info. There's just a Tech Brett, trial. So, I don't see in content creator if we're getting him tonight or not. That would be really nice, for sure, because tomorrow Boss Battle drops. And I do not want to be trying to do a preview with Boss Battle going on. So selfishly, I hope we get it tonight, but I'm not crossing my fingers. Nothing was said. Looks like somebody asked, though. Mail Mail Showdown. I'm good with that. I can use Hall of Fame Taker. And just keep rolling that way. We do have a tech bread. It looks like tech, though. Green border. Could be wrong. It's lime green. Maybe it's a Showboat tech combo, the first dual class character. You think you'll ever do that, by the way? Dual class? You have to use 5 of each token, like half of each token, to evolve them. And then they can meet 2 requirements. I think that would be cool. Don't forget your Brock shards. Don't be Merrick's and forget Tucker shards for the Nakamura he doesn't have yet. It's a powerhouse. Doesn't look like a powerhouse. Don't give them any ideas. Let's go. We could go that. Yeah, right. That's a valid point you got there. Valid point. So you guys get your one thing for Ghostbusters done today? It looks like it's just showdown stuff today. Not a lot. No, you a real one, Michael Graham. No, you. So not a lot there. And then I haven't done any really of my tours this week. This one looks like it's not gonna be fun. The one you have to use Dead Man on for the R-Truth shards. I think it's only Dead Man that counts, right? Because this one, Dead Man is not what he used to be. New gen required. Am I feeling oozy today? That is the best question. I think every day we should try and be more oozy. Vic, I have to figure that out myself, actually, and decide how far I'm taking him for the tour he's needed in. I think that's just generally a good way of living. Are we being oozy enough today? That's a great question. I had McRibbage yesterday, Piper. I was in a hurry. I knew I was going to be cutting it close, and I had to get stuff ready for a Ghostbusters stream that I had no plans or previous thought of having to do because, you know, they came out of nowhere. So I'm like, I'll just get some McRibs. That's the excuse I use to McRib myself. For sure. So this isn't going to be fun. When I do it. But yes, definitely feeling oozy. You got your showdown and stip tour done. Yeah, nice. So, Sib, hopefully you can get on the 6-star page now with all of these shards they're giving out. Hey, Dunjay, how are you? It definitely is going to be something you're going to need. 6 stars are far superior to 5 stars. As for my boss battle, faction boss thoughts, I think this is going to be the most common rare solution. I think Anvil move potentially could hit hard, but I honestly think Taker's going to do better because you just could use these 2 moves over and over, and that's a lot of blast gems, right? So I think Taker's going to be the boss battle, the better option potentially. We'll see. Anvil's going to be good too, obviously. Also, Sethro Jenkins should be fine with like this kind of setup. I would say. It looks like it won't to me, Vic. If you look at the wording, it says only gems will work. So I would think this is one you're going to want to rush it because 210 gems is a lot. 2 Seths spamming the sub, I think, could get the shield down in a timely-ish fashion. Maybe a turn, turn and a half, 2 turns possibly. It's a 3-turn shield. So I would go 2 Seths if you have to go to the shield, but you're going to want to try and beat the shield with your blast guys. I think that's going to be the way to go on the higher levels for sure. KO, I think I'd run like this. Generate the yellow gems, leave the blast, that sort of thing. So yeah, I would say neutralize this time in the sun is gone. It looks like it's going to work the way it's supposed to. So that's kind of, those guys would be good. Otis should be great. For boss battle, bunch of blast gems on the board. Sika should be pretty solid as well. A lot of blast gems. Those should be the big guys. After that, I wouldn't really get stuck in traps looking for blast gem guys. Zombie Brian actually solid too. Yeah, hopefully Evo. That's what me and Gearoid are thinking right around in there. Blast build for Mutant Seth, absolutely. This is how I'd do it mid-Carter. All randoms should go super fast because you're not choosing, just rando. Rando for the bando. Yes. I do too, Donjay. I wish Otis was focused. If Otis was focused, I'd take him 6-star at Powerhouse, since that's where my promoter is. He means 3 cycles on turn 1. Getting 3 cycles off. Not the first hit. But he means 3 cycles. So, if you're hitting 150 to 180k 3 times, he means round 1, not the first. Yeah, exactly. So that could be the difference there in the verbiage. So I think hot topic, very hot topic, is Cena, the greatest thing since sliced bread at Acrobat at 6-star. And I think this is a really good topic in general. I think the 6-star move is ridiculous for sure, and it's very good. Obviously, very good for Showdown. I do think it's worth noting you're gonna want Tech Cena, Zombie Rhea, and Jimmy, or Acro Jimmy, right, to get the most out of him. He's fast. Yeah, you don't want to use the black move HD. There's no point in using the black move. With Taker, I don't even use that when there's not a blast buff. The only time you use the buff move is when there is like 8 seconds or less, because you can lose your soup bones because it's a choose area and it's kind of spotty how easy it is to lose. If there's like 8 seconds or less, then I hit the buff. Otherwise, don't bother with the black move, because the Titan plate and getting more rotations is going to stack to be better. And yeah, the buffs don't really matter. It's all about getting those blast gems on the board. So I would not even bother with the black move unless you have only a few seconds left. But not worth your time compared to cycling the 200% of the Titan plate. And if it keeps you from cycling as much, right here, it doesn't really matter, because more of this, getting in more of these is certainly 200% by my math is a lot more than 60%. So I would rather take the 200% more often than the 60%. Just me. So I don't ever think it's really worth using unless there's 8 seconds or less left and you can't get it off. And I think I've probably played him quite a bit in boss battle. I could be wrong there, but I have played him a ton. So yeah, if you don't have the Titan plate, no big deal. He's still gonna hit super hard this time. But yeah, hot topic: Dom versus Cena. For me, Warriors in there too. Like, these are ones more people have more of. Dom is obviously, or Cena's obviously free, so there's that. Is he the best 6-star ever? I think he has his issues, like a lot of different cards. Do I think he's amazing? Yes. You're not going to win turn 1 against 6-stars, so that's worth thinking about. You can have things go wrong, cascades and whatnot. You got to have his stuff. But turn 2, you should have a really big drain, and then you have to get the pin. These are not deal breakers, but they are certainly concerns in my opinion. I think he'll be great in Showdown, obviously, with 2 1MP solid moves. Argument is Cena needs 6, Dom doesn't. I already can drain 6 stars with Dom, and the fact the move goes bigger just means it's going to be faster. It goes to like 50k damage here. That's a massive leap. So I already can drain 6s turn 1 most of the time. Sometimes if I get a cascade, I won't. That's the only way. So that would make it so I do it every time and do it faster. Turn 1, not have to worry about eating a hit. Hit isn't as big a deal at 6-star for sure. Cena won't have the health pool like a Showboat will, though, in some other classes, if you got a hollow star or 2. So he won't have quite as much health. So worth noting. Yes. 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 Housekeeper, thank you so much. I appreciate the sub. 14 months, buddy. No one's used Cena in a feud yet. I do think he probably will be faster. Yes. But I do think Dom is safer as well. And if things go wrong, which they can and will, then will he actually be faster? No. So I think in a vacuum, yes, Cena will be faster, but that doesn't mean in reality he will be all the time. So, and I get he's new, he's shiny, it's a huge hit, it's a ton of fun. Don't get me wrong, I think they're both great. I think both are worth 6-star, like 100%. But if you have the shards and the tokens, I still, as much as I want to take Cena, and I've had people trying to convince me that he's certainly way better. Some people say way, way better, which I think is just not even close to the case. I do think they're both top tier acrobats, and you're not going to go wrong either way. I think playstyle is part of it. For me, I still think Dom is the play, personally. But there's just that. Neither Dom nor Cena particularly care about medals at all. So you can use whatever. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, Gerson, I plan on doing both personally. Absolutely. I don't care about the coach on or the trainer on Cena. Doesn't matter to me. I don't see myself hardly ever using them. I know some people will a lot. So I get that, coach. That's an argument for a lot of people. Like, that was always like Stone Cold back in the day. Zombie Austin, why take him higher when he gets it done here? I mean, it's the speed argument, which is funny because the reason people argue for Cena is speed. So I do get both of them. So Cena doesn't, and Evo, that's true and not true. I mean, how many people have Zombie Rhea, Tech Cena, and Acro Jimmy? I think they're both pretty perk proof, to be honest. So not everybody's got Zombie Rhea for sure. And that's a huge hit to damage if you don't have her. So, well, you're right. And no Rhea, yeah. And I think Rhea is much more rare than Ronda, for example. Yes, Chandler, at 6-star, Cena's legit amazing. At 6-star, no question. Okay, Crazy Dina, there you go. I think Ronda's way more obtainable personally, being that she was Showdown Scrimmage. I think a lot more people have Ronda than Rhea, who's a zombie. I would love to actually see the stats, but I'm pretty sure more people have Ronda than Rhea. Or for sure will in the next few months. I don't know that for a fact. That's arbitrary guess, so... We could check portal upgrades. That might tell us, I suppose. Yeah, new blog with new Brett trial. No 100 shards, no information either. You have neither Rhea nor Ronda. Right. So the point is, right, like, if you have everything for either of them, they're both a go. If you're missing something for them, that's kind of like a little bit of pump the brakes, right? Which is important. Boss battle. Dom's a fantastic healer. Cena should be solid, I would think. Aggressive, he could exhaust. I mean, these aren't the best multiply set. However, it would recycle. Tiara plate would grow it. So on the right boss battle, that could potentially be decent. If there's ever color turn gems, he's got that. If there's ever countdown turn damage, he's got that. So I think both of them have potential to be fine at boss battle. If there's ever heal gem damage, Dom's got that. Also, pinning isn't a big deal. For Dom, you're not likely to ever see a red gem damage buff with KO and Seth alive, so that's worth noting. But they both have good stuff for boss battle. I would probably say it's a wash-ish with that. Yeah, because exhaust is really great. You know, so blue gem damage by 10%. I mean, because when you're not worried about pinning, this kind of stuff is, you know, a lot different, right? It's not bad. So I see them both being pretty solid boss battle. I don't think you go wrong either way, to be perfectly honest. I'm gonna wait for Dom. just for my roster, I think he's going to fit in better. And then I'm going to do Cena second. Pretty easy, right? They're both great, both worth it. I don't think you can say like absolutely though, like this guy is way better than this guy. I think they're both super good. I don't think one is like clearly like, oh man, this one is way better than the other one. I just don't think that. What does he need? Cena, you're gonna need Rhea, Jimmy. Tom gets the edge. He has the moment. Right, that's funny. You need this. Where is he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? There he is. Zombie Rhea here, Jimmy Acrobat here, and Tech Cena is what he needs. This was just for the Stip Tour. Don't judge me. With this move, 1 MP, 1 MP. This is dirty, quite dirty. Also, it could be interesting if they ever add a countdown damage trainer. If they say put a 50% countdown damage trainer in, Jimmy's going straight out the door and that guy's going straight in. That could be super interesting. Maybe if you care about the coach, literally I probably will never use it. Maybe in Showdown. Maybe. Nah, I wouldn't, probably. I don't see me ever using it. So, to me, it's not a big deal. I think they're both great. Okay, all-time, Ronda has more upgrades. Last 30 days, Zombie Rhea has more, which makes sense because of the I wouldn't say that, Evo. Last 30 days more because of zombies, it makes sense. All-time Ronda by a little bit more. Nah, I wouldn't say I got you. It's actually fairly close, 50 million to 61 million. That's fairly close. So yeah, but fairly equal, right? I would say the parts are fairly similar-ish. Maybe a little bit easier for Cena, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say, right? If you got Tech Cena, you probably got Dom Plate because this was a faction kind of spendy one. Jimmy, not necessarily. Yeah, Hanson, we'll probably get there now that there's a bunch of people in. My question really, I have a few questions for you guys, especially you guys that are on my streams a lot. So really, I think it's no secret. Everybody knows I've been fairly mad about certain parts of the game for a while now. Now's as good a time as any, dude. And I was wondering if that has spilled over into the stream, if you guys think I'm less fun. Does it affect things like that to you? And I'm not going to get mad at any answer. I'd prefer legitimate, honest feedback and input. A couple of people have said a few different times that I seem mad often or more often and things like that. So I'm curious what you guys think as people that generally watch me stream. For sure, from my standpoint, I'm a competitive person, right? I was an athlete and stuff. Growing up, big football player, baseball and stuff, and I look at Feud probably incorrectly that it's supposed to be competitive. Maybe that's not the right way of looking at it. And to me, when there's things like that going on, it's like it would be like stepping into the batter's box with one strike on you. You're playing by a different set of rules. Or okay, Scott, okay. No longer have Spawn cameos. Lack of McRibs. Right on, McManamy. Thanks, Evo. Less excited about the game, but not crabby on the stream. Okay, hey, Tiger King, how are you? Right on, Baby Ice. Your girlfriend says I'm always angry or bitter? Really? That's not good. See, that's what I want to avoid. That I don't want people to think that. That kind of feedback like bothers me because that's certainly not my goal, right? So I wish they'd listen to. You don't find me angry or bitter, just real? Yeah. Yes. Um I would say for sure accurately my enthusiasm is far way down because every time I start to get like kind of excited about something, then there's the other crap that happens, you know? Bitter old grandpa. Nice, Tiger King. Hey, Bill's Mafia, how are you? So like, and then like, I don't swear. um, Embrace the hate; it'll make you powerful. No, I'm not streaming Supercard anymore. So I have a love hate relationship with champions, right? Like, yeah, JD. Uh huh. Ghostbusters scene is amazing. Tiger King. We talked about him a little bit. Yes, Gerson definitely doesn't have a problem saying what he thinks for sure. Okay, Bernie. That's good to know. I appreciate that. Is I besmirch the good name of Xbox 360? Yeah. Okay, so all that being said, right, there are things about the game I absolutely love. Absolutely love. What did Top Food get deleted? I love Top Food. Are you playing with him? What did you say, Top Food? Doesn't show me. You deserved it? Oh, okay. What? I'm okay missing that then. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's not okay. Yeah. All right. Um, I don't know, MJ. To be honest, I try not to like. I mean, like, so she hates a lot of the stuff that goes on in gotcha games in general, right? So, she is much more. Nah, she is much more harsh on them than I am. Good, Russell King. I think pretty good. So the reason I'm asking, right, is part of it like the and things that I like. I really love boss battle. I think that's obvious. I'm hugely down on food. Feud. Boy, that wasn't a Freudian slip. Hugely down on food. Thinking about food. Um, I'm really down on feud because of that. Showdown just seems kind of dumb. Really? Don't start with me on the needed characters, Top Food. That's probably my most irritated thing that makes me irritated about boss battle is saying you have needed characters. All you need is the breakers to accomplish a ton. So exhaust, take Sika up. You know what I mean? Healing, pick a defensive guy. It doesn't matter, and just focus on the breakers. Um, I loved Invasion. So the cards help. Yeah, but you play by the same rules and you get flagged for a penalty in football and you get put at a disadvantage when you break the rules. So, not the exact same thing. Um, Piper. I loved Invasion. I mean, yes and no. He's still going to hit really hard running something like this. There's ways around most of it. You just have to get creative. I mean, you know. So, it definitely helps to have specific characters. Tell that to the paid off refs. I mean, there's the if they get caught, they get in trouble. So that's all I'm saying. You want to build like your best card with a good breaker so that you're not really being carried. The problem with boss battle is people look at it like, okay, I'm ready for my carry. That's not the right way to look at. Yeah, that would fix it, Evo. That absolutely would fix it. Is is they look at boss battle as I'm just here for my carry, and that's not boss battle. Yeah, your son. The coin bonus, I don't care about Hanson. I care about getting through it. Right, like that doesn't. It's minimal. Yes, because the promoter doesn't affect your overall score. Jabroni. I mean, this one, I would think carry would be easy with Blast Gem guys. A lot of people have Hall of Fame Taker, Seth, Sika. I feel like it's going to be, damage is going to be there, and it's probably easier than normal. Nice, Swavy. Yeah, the breakers make a big difference, you know? And even if you can't clear the max stuff, you're going to be able to get through most of it. You do. You do, but I just would rather get through it, you know? He's still very useful at 5-star gold. At 5-star gold, though, you're going to want to have vitality on, guys. You definitely need vitality. At least one set and max levels. This one's going to hit hard because there's no way you're going to not remove. Someone is going to miss one of the protect gems all the time. Yeah, so the other ones, I use my level 10 healer. I'll just use Gable to heal. They are Arquils. They are. Usually they're easier. So I do think they planned that with this in mind, I hope. They typically are easier, though. I get that, Chandler. Yeah, I think so. That's interesting, right? Like, we play a game that so much is put on faction events. But how often do you feel like what you're doing is actually interacting with your faction? Where, like, boss battle, I've been there when Chandler carried a ton. It really makes you feel like you're impactful or useful, you know, or you make a difference for your faction. Well, it's not that, MJ. I think people were used to me. I was very positive in general about the game. Um, kind of tried to stay positive through all of the crap, you know, work around it sort of thing. And the stuff recently is just stuff that I can't accept for me. And it literally makes me mad when I think about it. Yes. Extending time will be great, Jabroni, especially considering you want to get ahead of the shield. You know what I mean? Um, so time once again is going to be huge, and it gives really big. It ends up you can go all the way to 15 seconds. You have a couple people adding 15 seconds. I say it a lot of streams, MJ, because it's funny and it's over the top. Yes, so it's really good. Yeah, how big does it get? 15 seconds every 45 seconds at 10. Yeah, honestly, I think they've done, in my opinion, outside of... No, it should not skip. I mean, neutralize really only needed to go to 7. Yes, the animation, it looks like it. We're pretty sure we won't know till we test it, but it absolutely looks like it skipped. Almost, I would not plan on it working. So, if you haven't been, really, and I can't stress this enough, the faction store, I save all of it's not completely worthless, as sometimes the boss has buffs. I save all of my currency for the breaker coins. I'll buy this one at reset. I will buy the gold token too. And then as my currency gets low, then I adjust which breaker currency I'm buying to the one I feel is more essential. I don't buy anything else except this right here. Yeah, I'm terrible about doing expos. Hey, Ferpster finally removes Steamboat. All right. Now I can quit have people asking me how good my 6-star Steamboat is. Yay! No, they're hard to max. I only have healing maxed. So, focused, I think, is super situational. I can tell you, I feel like unfreeze is really clutch when it unfreezes one move for everybody. That's really quite clutch. But it's certainly situational, and I haven't spent my focus currency yet because I'm waiting to decide where I really need it. I haven't felt like I've needed it to push the faction over. So yeah, there's a few things like, you know, he's great, Southside. Thanks. Um, and I want people to understand that while I might be down on the game sometimes, hey brother Ray, how are you? Because of stuff that really irritates me, there are parts of the game that I still really like. And then also I get frustrated that um, I know some people kind of want to egg it on too, right? And I don't really duck questions. I'm sure you've noticed that about me. If people ask a question, I tend to answer it. I don't if I don't answer it, I probably missed it. Typically I'll answer most questions and I'm generally try to be super honest with it. Maybe too much so sometimes. I appreciate it, Southside. Yeah, that's what you said, Evo. You said raise the roof at 10 was good enough to be noticeable. No, FOD. No, it isn't. Right now with where I'm at, I enjoy a lot of the stuff I do. There's definitely some BS with it, with CC and with the game. Um, sometimes some things are frustrating. I think part of my problem is I have a bit sausage, Iron Sheik, sausage and cheese. I have a bit of white knight syndrome where I want to make the game a better place and I get really irritated because I feel like I make zero difference. Um, Thanks, Looney. I try. I certainly screw up. I make mistakes. I can be a huge dick. No problem, Sheik. I can at times be a dick. I can be grumpy. I can run over people at times, for sure. But I do generally try to do. I did not. I do generally try to do what I think is the best for the community overall. Um, I do think some of them care, RJ. I know in the past, Juicy Jeff 1000% cared when he was here. You know, I think the thing that I think it's good to realize is that a lot of the devs are doing their job and they're people too, and they're doing the best they can within the framework. Like, how many times in your job has your boss been a total tool? And I'm not saying theirs are, but just say, for example, right? Let's say the champions team. I'm sure the champions team has one head supervisor, and he reports to somebody at Scopely HQ, right? And the guy at Scopely HQ that probably doesn't care about champions other than a number is the guy giving the orders, right? And so he doesn't know what's going on with the team. He's not there. He doesn't talk to him. He thinks he does because he's a CEO. They're all the same district manager and retail CEO. They come in, they talk to one person, they think they know everything, and they make snap judgments. And they don't know what the heck is going on, you know? Um, so, yes, a roadmap and transparency would help a lot, in my opinion, but yes, these are all things that would help. But the point being that that may not necessarily be in their control either. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we might be mad at them for that it's possible it's not even their own fault, that they can't change. Who knows, right? That being said, it is what it is. We have what we have, and some of the times that doesn't come across very good, or very well. I think a community manager can have a huge impact on the game. I don't know what his limitations are. I do know that He does fight for the community a lot, even if he may not explain that to you well, or even tell people he does, because that's not his style. But for a fact, he does fight for the community. That I do know. It's rough to not know what's going on. So the Ghostbusters thing, this is a really good example to me. Like, note in this, even Gerson no lead time, and Gerson knows more than most of us because he's been around forever, right? um this is a really cool event, really cool idea. I mean, the posters look great. The animations are really good. It's something new. I like that they're legend era, not modern for the crossover. And there, it feels, I mean, I woke up and I saw it and I was like, what the heck? You know, like, where'd this come from? Right? Like, where did this come from? I feel like for something like this, it would be way cooler to like have a little build up, a couple weeks, you know, like, hey, Ghostbusters are gonna be coming, blah 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 blah. Yeah, they have some cool toys, and we likely are probably gonna get more, I would think. Um, but some build up would be really neat sometimes. Yeah, Flo, post feud, wake up Ghostbusters. I mean, like, it would be really fun. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. It would for sure, Goldie. Yeah, so that's one thing too, like the fact that they made Cena so good as a free one, especially at 6 star, like I would love to, work around that, right? Like that's a building block you can work on. Like as someone who likes cares about the community, likes the game, I see something like Ghostbuster Cena that everybody has access to. Um, at 3 star bronze for sure, and then you can get a bunch of shards. And what you said, more on this stream before I knew I existed. I'm not sure what that means, Looney. Um, yeah, and I feel like that's something worth like yelling about, hyping, letting people know. Oh, okay, McMenemy, gotcha. That makes sense. Um, um, and worth talking about. Like, so if it was me, if it was me and I was running champions or doing champions, I would like to find something a little bit ahead of time, um, that's good for like everybody, like anyone can access, and let's kind of focus on that part, right? Like, all right, so this one obviously you can talk about Cena. It is HD. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's so good. And it's an acro too. Most of the really good acros are pretty paywalled. You know what I mean? They're pretty paywalled. So I mean, no matter how you cut it, I think at 6 star he's a top tier acro, right? I mean, I hate tier lists, but he's a top tier acro and a legend. Yes. So literally, it gives everybody access to a really good one. You won't get it today. You have to be in a certain league. But I'm saying, like, that's something I could really get behind, hyping, promoting. We could talk about this great Cena that's coming up. That would be fun. Maybe another MLC from now, in the final milestones, they throw out a rare skill plate. Yeah, Donjay. They throw out a rare skill plate, or one that hasn't been there in a while. Maybe a boss plate, an all heart. And, like, hey, guess what? This MLC, you're going to have a shot to get this all heart that you haven't been able to get since they quit putting it out, really. So I hope so, Baby Ice. And things like that. They are HD. They are. So, I mean, that's really cool. And we do get really good things like this. Drive safe, G, I will. Boss being Stay Puff would have been, it's a chance for something amazing, right? So like these are things that could be really cool and hyped, and they actually do a lot of good stuff like this. And these are things that I could get behind. Like, just look at the free ones we've had lately. And there is as much and as bad as a lot of the events are all like paywall to recruit most of them, or you're going to get your 800 to 1400 shards. I did, Tommy. That's amazing. There are some incredible, like, free ones we've had recently, not even counting chases, which chases are every bit as good as paid ones. I mean, absolutely every bit as good. But, I mean, you're talking like we had Otis, who I think is every bit as good. I actually prefer him to Anvil. Honky Tonk Man, really dang good. I mean, I'm hitting 1.3 million at 5-star bronze. Free? Like a free card that can hit 1 point. That's a lot. I mean, he might not be like, you know, as good as all of them, but he's really good. Who was the free one last month? Freaking Z-Dom. Crazy good, right? Like crazy good. Otis, crazy good. Riddle is really freaking good. Trickster. I mean, like over and over, they've like, I feel like they've hit home runs on these free cards, finding a balance between being good and usable and really solid to being, I mean, most of them I would put at A tiers, right? And also, I think like a lot of people misjudge the showdown cards a lot of times. They often are listed at A tier, and they're easier to get, if not easy. But you can't tell me Bianca's A tier at 6-star. Are you kidding? There is no freaking way. You can't tell me DX Triple H is A tier. Are you kidding me? There is no way those two are even remotely A tiers, right? You can keep going. You can keep going farther. A lot of those showdown ones, yes, are really good. Hall of Fame Taker was a showdown one. They at least have him listed as S tier, but that's a showdown one. He was harder. Yes, he was definitely harder. Rhonda is really good Lady Tech compared to the field. So, yes, I think that's true. Yes, Evo, correct. Bobby is great. So, Donjay, I actually think Lashley is the third best striker in the game. Rocker Sean, Cody, and then Lashley. And he is another showdown guy. 6-star, he gets ridiculous. Really, really good. I need to level him up. He's going up, but another A tier guy. So, is the Ultimate Plate? No. Ultimate Plate won't do anything for you on boss battle. Taker wasn't easy. He was the hardest of them. So I'm with you, Evo. I'm not an Acro Bliss fan. I know some people are. I don't think she's as good as they think. I think it's some rarity bias, right? Like, legitimately, I do think Otis is superior to Anvil. So, Angelo, that varies completely with your roster and your faction, how well you can do in Showdown, if you can get defensive wins. Typically, if you spend like $20 the first time and the second time, you're probably going to get them. If you're in a solid faction and you do well in the event, right? But, you know, the $20 offer with a bag kind of thing for 25 shards. And then the second time around, usually you're close enough with what you get in the milestones, you know, ish. So there's that. I mean, you can basically, what I hear from most people is if they spend $100, they get the showdown person every time pretty much. That's generally the people that don't want to wait. Typically, who said Liv's hot trash? I don't think anyone said Liv was hot trash. Yeah, right. One winged. I think that's pretty close. 1300 ish. I mean, he was doing that for effect. She's usable for sure. She's solid, but she's not like God's gift to the lady game, I think is more what he was getting at. Yeah. So most people, like people I talk to, say they spend 100 and they get it that month. And a lot of people, like G will say you can get it free the second month. And what he means when he says that is if you can do a lot of stuff, right? Because typically that's true for me as well. Not true for all people. So it kind of depends, but usually the $100 range will get you the card that weekend, which is still a ton of money. right? But yes. I don't know Beowulf. So Bianca was the one that made me more nervous because she's a zombie. I could see her getting the taker treatment where she's in there once and then not again. I could see her not being in there till next zombie season, right? So I'm not sure with Bianca. I wish I had that answer. Faction Feud, they've kind of changed it up. It was the first, and it's been the first and the last a week the last couple months. Before that, it was the second and the last, but they've kind of changed it up, or the first and the third now, I think. I don't know. It's been weird. Yeah, Robinson, a lot of them do stop at 4-star gold, and then they don't take them higher, and then you forget about them for sure. That's a good point. First and third, thanks, Donjay. Liv Ken, so I like that with cards that are very good, like Liv. It's nice if they have something built in that makes them at least have a weakness, right? So like KO can whiff, right? So it's nice when they have some weakness. Nice, Piper. So it really depends on what you want to do and where you want to go with it. So showdown ones can sometimes be attainable free the size of your roster if you're willing to wait a month. I know a lot of people that will spend $20, $30 and snag them the first month. Most people say 100-ish will get them for them. But again, those are usually people in higher factions with bigger rosters. Beowulf, I wouldn't. If you have China, I would go China. If you don't have Steph plate, you're going to really want everything to make Wendy go. HD, you and me both. you and me both. I swear his gems blend into the board better than anybody's. I just shake my head sometimes and I'm like, you're an idiot, Will. You're an absolute idiot. Yeah, how about that, guys? What did you think about the step perks being in playing the event? I actually thought that was a really nice change. Big fan of that, actually. Yeah, that was great. And also, I actually, as much as I don't want to play a ton of Feud, I really like the Superstar contest because that gave people that wanted to grind some incentive to grind. And I missed 3. I missed 3. I didn't have Anvil, obviously, and the other 2. So I had to do 200 matches to max it. And it was rough, but it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. Right, McMenemy? So that was super positive to me. Also, what they did with the lines is close to actually what I've asked for. A lot of how much Sika, Honky Tonk Man, Alpha did you see, right? There was a lot of them. Cards that people had. I wish the line bonuses would have been a little bit better, with maybe a little more freedom in some of the choices, but it's really close. It's just Legendary is super restrictive, but I did like that part of it. It was fun to I actually enjoyed playing Honky Tonk Man some. I put out 4 freaking videos in one day, and they all did pretty good because a lot of us haven't used them for a while, you know? So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was fun compared to what Feud usually is. Like here, I'm just going to rocker Sean everyone, which is dumb. It's really dumb. So I liked that the contest superstars required you to use people you wouldn't usually use and come up with a game plan to max that. Like I know Evo here, the champ is here. Mr. How many legend wins did he get? He got more legend wins than anybody. So he had a good plan for it. Yeah. I actually love that they didn't make the Ghostbusters modern. They should do that with crossovers to fill out the other eras better. The fact that they're legend, I think, is super clutch. Big fan of that. Give me some PG era ones. Absolutely. Give me some PG and reality era ones. I'll take that, please, and thank you. You know? So Anyway, also back what yeah. Um to like one of the things I like doing, PG era Goku, yeah, over 9,000. Those would be such cool animations. They'd be over the top, but that would be a good crossover. Um they are super weak, those eras. I have no idea actually. So when I was a kid was Legend and then into New Gen, and for me it was like Transformers, GI Joe and MacGyver. So that would be like maybe possible some of those for New Gen. I would love a Transformers crossover. Uh Turtles was around when I was a kid, and then more recently, obviously Turtles came back. So Turtles is kind of all eras. Thundercats would be great. Didn't doesn't Mattel, or is it Hasbro that has the GI Joe? Because if it's Mattel, Hasbro, okay. Has WWE done stuff with Hasbro before? Because didn't haven't a bunch of wrestlers been in the GI Joe movies? I know Cena was in Transformers. Just saying. It has, bro. I see what you did there. How are you, by the way, McLovin? How are you and Sharn? So I mean, like, there's some stuff there. They do with TMNT. Okay, great, gotcha. Hoodie, no idea. There's a new Brett. There's no information other than there's a Brett trial tomorrow. Don't know. Last I checked in the CC chat, no idea if we'll get him tonight. I would guess no, because I really want to, as I am super busy tomorrow with boss battle and work. So likely it will be tomorrow, and then I'll be like, well, F, how am I supposed to do this in boss battle? Also, there have been a lot of previews in a really short span right now. Yeah, Sasha was in Mandalorian. Yep. Absolutely. Okay, so the other thing I like doing, guys, is generally I like trying to make the game better or easier for you guys. Mandalorian's amazing. Um, I'll be doing a lot of carrying with Taker. I feel like it's going to be fun. And I'm kind of, last month was rough for that because they went back to old perks and we weren't really sure where they're going to go. And I've also been really disappointed with the whole feud thing, right? The whole month of Hall of Fame Sarge. So I'm not really sure, like, what the best path is to do that at the moment, right? Like, I think I'm gonna reorganize my Discord a little bit. I want to make a boss battle room, and do better about getting boss battle resources because I actually really like that. Uh, so Beowulf, it's less free than it used to be from what I hear from everyone. The main things are your faction has to max the faction stuff, meaning like you go in here, your faction really needs to get these milestones, not the solo ones. What am I doing? Your faction has to match the faction stuff. You got to do your coin and TP most of the time. You can't really miss things. When there's free stuff in weekend events, the free milestones, you really kind of have to get there. The only way you can kind of really catch up in a somewhat not expensive way is a backstage pass. So if you can't do a lot of the tours where the points are, yes, McMenemy, correct. Most of the time, if you have a decent faction and do the stuff, you can get it for free. I'm sorry, not a, I say that all the time. If you have a faction that maxes the stuff and you have a decent sized roster, you can get it for free, assuming you can do all the coin and TP events. That's an assumption. Most people, if they buy the backstage pass and they can do a lot of that. What are you talking about, man? Top tier superstar? What? Hold on. So let me look. Usually now, we're at Legend Classic. Let's take a look at today's. So Hell mode, you're not gonna have the required guy most of the time, right? For sure. Most of the time, I'm not gonna. So what are you gonna miss out on in Hell mode? 2,200 shard thingies there, right, for maxing the solo. So you also so 5k ish, yeah, is what you're gonna miss. So if you miss all of that on the hell modes each week, you pretty much have to buy the backstage pass to make up for it. But you don't always need the CSS to max it either. Yeah, that's okay. You can still max it if you can do the other stuff. Backstage pass is your best way around it, and sadly a backstage pass every week is going to cost you $40 for the month. So if you're not able to max and you're doing everything, if you're maxing the coin, maxing the TP, and doing everything, then the only way is going to be spending. Otherwise, if you're not maxing coin and TP, that's the next thing you're going to have to do. I used to have a lot better, well, yes, trivia too, because that absolutely gets you contest points, but it's not fun or boring or playing. It's not fun, it's boring, and it's not playing the game. So, not the biggest fan of the trivia thing at all. Yep, that's going to happen sometimes. It's a gamble, Beowulf. And 5k for $10 is a better offer than they're going to give you anywhere else. Trivia would definitely be the way to do it. In particular, spending web coins gives you trivia milestones, which gives you more MLC points. Also, the really good way is leveling the free card gives you a ton. So you're going to want to take R-Truth all the way up to 4-star gold and max him and max his moves. That gives you a lot of solo points. And then perks. Perks give you points too. So it costs more coin, but you want to level your perks as well. These are the things. Yes, Bullseye. I recommended a month-long blitz that you can farm things in, like web coins, as opposed to doing trivia, with milestones on the portal to claim for web coins, so that instead of grinding trivia, you can grind blitzes and play the game. I did recommend that. I try and check in on it every so often. That is a thing I think would be great. But yeah, perks give you, you can see I'm getting MLC points too. And then, so there's that. So your perks as well. But if you're doing all that stuff and you're still not maxing, then the only way is you're going to be spending. Basically, what I can tell you is MLC was impossible. When I started the game and when I was playing, I couldn't max an MLC. Literally impossible. I actually got to the point where I was thinking about quitting the game. Couldn't do it. Tried a month and I wasn't spending a lot then. I spent like $200, still couldn't max, and I'm like, okay, if this is what this game requires, I'm not going to play this game. And then it was a matter of getting a deeper roster, leveling those guys up, and I finally broke through. It took forever. The first one I maxed was Trickster Edge. First one I ever maxed. And from that time on, I only ever didn't max one. The first one is the hardest. Then it gets easier, for sure. That's not to say you'll max it every time after you max one. But generally, breaking through is the hard part. And it seems to mostly be the depth of your roster a lot of times is what was holding me back then. Now I couldn't tell you because realistically, how am I going to understand the struggle when I own 411 superstars? You might own 200 or 250, maybe 300 even. But how is that even like relatable? You know what I mean? Like just being honest. Hey, Water Gamer, I heard your shout out on your Dom video. Great job showing what could go wrong too. I think that's always important when you have something that's good to also show what can go wrong so people understand that. Otherwise, they end up like building it and they're like, oh man. So I really like that you showed what can go wrong too, by the way. So thank you. I doubt it anytime soon. But mutant season, I would expect to see them. But so whenever they do mutants again, yep, we used to have to pick and choose when to go on an MLC because you had to save your resources so you had enough. But really, I would say depth of your roster is kind of a big part of it because once you get enough superstars, then you start to have more of them. This is why I always leave Cascades in. Yes, part of it. So I could edit stuff and I could make it look like I was a great player who never messed up. But the reality is, as much as anyone backseat drives, guarantee you they mess up just as much. Well, maybe not just as much, but they mess up too. And if you're talking and trying to do it, you're going to mess up even more, right? So, but the reality is you're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. The board isn't going to go your way. So just show it the way it is. And then if I don't cut the scenes, everybody knows I'm not cherry picking. So sometimes if things go too well, I play it again because I'm like, well, that's not super realistic. And I'll play the move twice. Sometimes they go bad and I'm like, okay, I made that look sucky. I'll play it again. I might not say that. That's what's going on in my head. You know what I mean? And that's also why I play test for a while. So one thing that's really difficult for me is when we get a lot of characters at once, I literally like to spend a couple, 3 hours usually playing every card because like I could, you can play a moveset once and have a good idea for some moves, how it's usually going to go. But sometimes you just need to play it a bunch to get a feeling for what's realistic. And my goal when I'm doing a preview is to give you guys a realistic look because I remember watching a preview and thinking this card is amazing and then wanting to spend for it and then getting it after spending and like, well, what the heck? This card sucks. Why did I do that? Yeah, Bullseye. Broken Matt. The gameplay given was showing him in perfect circumstances. Beowulf, these questions are incredibly difficult. I don't know your roster. For Cena, you're going to want to have Rhea, you're going to want to have Acro Jimmy, and you're going to want to have Tech Cena. If you don't have those things, Warrior, you probably don't need a lot to play better. If you have all of those things, Cena is going to go off huge for you. Has no control, so he can't slow them down. Doesn't necessarily matter. Doesn't really care about medals and straps for Cena. So you have none for Cena, then no. He won't hit very hard for you comparatively. I would say then probably Warrior. No. He doesn't need a Z plate. Cena doesn't need a plate. That's one of the things that's great about him. You could put an escape artist on him if you wanted. That's a great plus for Cena. He doesn't care about his skill plate right now. Doesn't need one at all. I would be inclined to put a swipe plate on him just to have a better shot at getting a pin if things go wrong. And by swipe plate, I mean one like, give me 1 second here. I'm sort of distracted. The time change messed up. So I play multiple other games, and there's a couple things that reset at 5 in another game I play that now reset at 4, so I tend to miss them. And so sometimes I try and squeak them in while streaming because it's really simple. Warrior's the most versatile card in the game, so if you're not deep and you don't have a lot, there's no way I would suggest Cena over Warrior because he can do a ton. Although Cena can showdown too, but Warrior has a lot more flexibility with trainers and things. Evo, the one I was thinking of was this one. This is the one I think I would use to get more black gems on the board. That's kind of what I was thinking. Either that or Bad Attitude. At 6-star. Oh, bit of a headache. If you don't have fun playing him, don't play him. I actually love Booker or love Warrior, but if you don't like it, don't play it. Absolutely mid-carder. That's play style is such a huge thing. That's why you should never go by a tier list or even ask. You can ask me what I think is better, but certainly don't take it as the gospel at all. I'm not always right, and I have play style biases and preferences, and that plays a huge part. Do you have the right trainers? Is it your style of play? Do you have fun with it? That matters way more than anything else. Like. And people in this game, and I try not to do it, I'm sure I do it plenty, but they tend to be like, this card is amazing. I love this more than anything. And it blows everyone away. They tend to be like, Cena, I've heard it already. Cena's 1,000 times better than Dom. No, he's not. Not even close to 1,000 times better than Dom. I mean, they're both top tier guys. I will accept if you think Cena's a little bit better, I can accept that. We can talk about that and debate that. But if you say Cena blows Dom out of the water, we cannot have an intelligent debate because you're just full of crap. Z-Plate for this build set, hold on 2 seconds. So I actually liked yeah, G. Faster, more risk. Not necessarily better, different. Yeah, Seth is better than Macho. How'd that hold up? So I like the Z-Plate with this build set, personally. This is how I would run him at gold. In a word, yeah, that's a great choice. I would say yes, without knowing your roster. Beowulf, I doubt if you don't have those guys that you're going to have anything better than Ray. Yeah, I'm not a big Macho King fan, but there's that. For what, Empiric? Oh, this one? So before 6-star this, at 6-star, no question, this move, the countdown move, and the choose move. That one is the clear best move set, I think. Some variation of that. I mean, you're going to have this move in there at 1 MP, and you're going to have this move in there. I don't think you can argue than that. Absolutely, Stone Cold. Absolutely. It is. Seth didn't help me there, Southside. Yeah, this works really well. So, full disclosure, if I can't kill you turn 1, I want control. That's my preference. If I can't kill you turn 1, I want control. So this gives you some control, and then the finisher recycles, and it's not very risky. That's how I tend to go. So if that's your play style preference, you will probably prefer this. If you don't like that style, then you could go riskier and go triple blue, which is certainly way riskier. You could also do the multiply thing, which is not risky, but the multiply thing is pretty solid too. Not risky at all, and you could put a tiara on. You could go black, black, red if that's your preference of more punching you in the face. I don't think you're going to keep people down at gold very often, but it does recycle as well. So you're probably going to win the second turn through. And if you're fine with that without control, A-okay, it's a great move set as well. I think they're all solid. I just, if I'm going to hit for like at gold against another gold in the 1.2 to 1.5 million, I plan on getting punched in the face the next turn and then winning the turn after on turn 2. So I would rather just take control and have a better chance at not getting punched in the face. That's how I tend to look at it. That's a personal preference, though. The sub will probably take a little bit longer because the multiply gem moveset is very straightforward. So different ways of playing it. Also, if I ever come off as like saying this is the absolute only way to do things, feel free to call me on it. Except for in Cena's case, using this move at 6-star is the absolute only way to play him with this. Don't do anything else. That's not true, but it kind of is. It's mostly true. Yeah. So there's all of that, right? The other thing I wanted to ask you guys, as far as where you're at in the game now, Dreamville, Warrior with Bianca plate, super jelly. I just saw this. That, I bet is super fun. If I ever get Bianca plate, you better believe it's going on Warrior first. What are the things that would help you guys the most? 50% gem defense on the new Cena, simply because he doesn't really do any gem damage necessarily or a lot on the 6-star move set. Pre 6-star, even the 60% gem, it's kind of like this, Brother Ray. If you got 110% gem damage, you add 20% more gem damage to that, it's more. Or you take half of their gem defense away. The half of their gem or you take half of their gem damage to you away with the gem defense at 50%. I just feel like the 50% is a much larger gain, and you're going with a hybrid build that overall is going to net you a better end result than just stacking the 20% gem damage. The exception would be on a card like Montez Ford or Nakamura, or Rocker Sean. Sean's at the top, so I'll just show you Sean. The exception to that, to me, would be this type of character. Where are you, Sean? I'm freaking blind. There you are. Would be this type of character here, where they have a move like this. Specific color gem, not a special gem, but black, purple, yellow are the three that come to mind. And old Drew has red, but he's terrible, so don't worry about it. You would want the 20% in this case on Rocker, but in every other case, the hybrid of 50% gem defense and then just go Fury is really good, unless you can put somebody like Honky Tonk Man on and you can afford that in the trainer slot, then go double armor potentially, right? In Cena's case, for sure, the 50% gem defense, in my opinion, it's a clear winner in that situation. Really, HD? What do you like? How did it not do damage? Did you run into? So you were too? Was it against somebody that had like 140 or 150% gem defense? Because if it's a gem defense guy, and this is something we haven't talked about, that will lower it. So if you're facing somebody with like 150% gem defense, Rocker isn't going to do a lot, because what's your gem damage? I mean, not much more than 150, right? Probably, maybe 200. It would not work the next time. I'm not following you, I don't think. Nice, Casey. I used to use him all the time. I was a little bit worried about his tour, but because he's only 4-star, I was thinking about taking him to 5. But It didn't work, then it did? That's really weird. So I didn't use it. Well, no, I did use him last feud. Not a lot, but I didn't have the same opponent. Did you have the Titan plate on? Not the Titan plate, this plate. Because this gives you another 50% gem damage. So it's possible his gem defense was so high that the first hit, it didn't. And the second hit, it put you over his gem defense, and then it did. Dom doesn't make sense not working. Because no one has heal gem defense. So Dom doesn't make sense. That's possible too, Nogri. Did they have an ultimate plate that reduced gem damage by 80% go off? Because that would do it. That's a good shout, Nogri. A really good shout. I bet you he's right, unless it was on your turn 1. On turn 1? Okay, then that didn't go off. Maybe we'll get a tech legend Ghostbuster. 100% gem damage is crazy. I don't know that there's any great legend techs that are going to take advantage of that right now. Maybe Rick Rude. He had a weird... Whoa. That surprised me. Yes! Yes! Yes, Sap Daddy! The sexiest man on all of Twitch. 15 months. Me love you long time too. How are you, Sapper? How's the shoulder? I haven't asked you in a minute. Brett is... There's a chance he's a legend tech. Absolutely a chance. Bliss, Swavey. Bliss with moments. And you have some plate options. You could run the Taker plate on Bliss would be pretty good. I mean, obviously, drip plate would be ridiculous. You could run the Tiara on Bliss. You can run Bad Attitude. But Bliss in the moment is super good. If you're not sure what I mean by that, Evo can break it all down for you. If you ever get the drip plate, Bliss, the moment in the drip plate is maybe... Evo, is there a better lady feuder than Bliss with the moment and the drip plate? In your opinion? Black gems do 75% more damage. Matching black gems is +2. That probably won't matter. Multiply gems increase by 3. So her multiply gems go way up. And no drip. Would you say Taker is going to be faster than the Bad Attitude? I ran her Bad Attitude, but I was thinking about throwing Taker plate on her. She's still good without it, HD. I still would say she's probably the best striker, even without the drip plate, with the moment. +3 on the multiply is huge for her. And the black gem damage, 75%. Those are both. Taker plate, yeah. Yes, and the match is big too. Now that the matchy match perks are dead. So yeah, if you wanted to invest in a moment, this would be the one. Without the evolve, you can see they've given us enough free stuff to do it no problem. Uses hardly any shards, and it's not quite as good. It's multiply gems, still pretty good. The black gems aren't as much. It's still pretty dang good, but it's not quite as good as the evolved one. But relatively cheap coin wise. What is it, 10k or 100? What is that? 50k. Half of what they've given us free so far. Acro Charlotte is slow animations. She can hit fairly hard. Not terrible. Honky Tonk Blues. How do... I didn't take her up. Not Honky Tonk Blues. Yeah, maybe Honky Tonk Blues. Honky Tonk Blues. Or the Dom plate. I can't remember which one because I didn't take her up. How did perk feuds affect her changing? I haven't looked into that on her at 6-star because I have no plans to take her, but I could see why people would. The Zianka moment is also ridiculous. So I get that these are the probably... And they're both the same one, just one is the zombie one. These moments are silly. Silly good. Lashley reinforced 40%. Multiply gem for Z-Dom in feud and showdown. All of these. Bianca in showdown. Oops, come back. All color moves start with more MP. X breaks do 161% more damage. Ridiculous on Bianca in showdown. Makes her completely ridiculous. And also is great for the other people in feud. Excellent moment. Dreamville, fantastic. Really good. Ask some of the guys in here how much they love Super Stacy. I don't have her. There isn't a better lady powerhouse in the game at the moment, though. It's the La Familia that she needs? Okay, thank you. I didn't take her up, but I know she can hit. I've seen some hard hits with her, but yeah. Yes, correct. If you have Liv, then you're probably not as big on Charlotte, which is my excuse and reason. If you don't have Liv, it's either Charlotte or Mela as your option, and then you might not have Mela. Setup for Super Stacy, sub stun finisher. Is it Honky Tonk Blues? Thanks, Evo. I would have to, what's it? I haven't looked at her. It's the one random multiply, blue gem, and the choose, right? 5 to make into blue. So you'd want blue to green. Whatever does blue to green is the plate you want. Triple green, blue to green. Maybe I said that wrong. Green to blue? What did I get wrong? Or is it triple blue? I'm sorry. No, it's not triple blue. What is it? No, it's triple green. The blue, gem damage, the multiply, and then you choose into it. Into blue. So yes. So you want blue to green, right? Yeah. You want blue to green, I think. I don't know. There's blue in there somewhere. I thought it was triple green. Buff your blue gems, throw your multiplies out, do the choose, 5 and 3 match. So you do a 3 match with a 5 swipe, then you refill the greens and do it again. So then you have more multiplies, more buff, and then you're choosing into it again. So I think he's right with La Familia. Yeah. So it is triple green, La Familia, and you do a 5 and a 3 match so you can get the buff and the multiplies off twice. Yes, before 6s was Honky Tonk Blues. New lead is going to be amazing, very similar to Super Stacy. No idea, Beowulf. Probably not. Because we've had content creators asked to get their in-game name changed, and no. The answer is no, even for them. So I doubt it very much. And there have been people that have been harassed in the game that have wanted to get their name changed, and that's also a no. So I kind of don't think so at this point. So, okay. I think I got sidetracked. No, DJ did not. He wanted to. I'm positive he wanted to. Did he? Okay, it took him years? Alright, I didn't think he did. You blame Calvin. Calvin, I never knew before my time, but I've heard some stories. Sounded like an interesting fella. We'll leave it there. Nice. Yeah, me sidetracked all the time. So, guys, with where you're at in the game, what are the things I can do that will help you in the game the most, do you think? Like, topics I can cover, videos I can make. What are things that, to you, would make a difference or help your roster? Things you maybe don't understand in the game, you want to understand better. like legitimate question here, because there's things that I want to try and do. Like I know everyone wants. I was just waiting for that. I was just about to say that. HD, thanks. Xandil, extrapolate on what you mean when you say metals. So I was thinking about a different version, kind of stock watch, maybe just like Merrick's top 5, sort of thing. Send you money. I knew you guys were gonna say stock watch. That one I knew. Yeah, I can hire Grant campaign. Shut up, Evo. I can try, Xandel. Okay, I thought that's what you meant. I could try. Okay, Bullseye, I can't fix things in the game. Class breakdown spreadsheets, okay? I can't fix things in the game. I can ask, and like the people have been asking for years, and it tends to not get fixed. Yeah, that kind of stuff is not something that I can fix One Wing Angel, sadly. Other than what I do is I say the loots are trash, because they are when they are, but no. What I can do like video wise, stream wise, content wise to help you. You want the same format? And you like the event breakdowns? Okay. I did. Evolution, I asked, I've been waiting a month and a half. I asked for a simple thing. Can I see the final values of all the boss breakers? Just the level 10s? And no. So far, that's still a no. It's been over a month. I ask at least once a week. Just wanted to see the 10s, if nothing else. Boss Breaker is something, Boss Battle is something I have planned for this month, delving into it. No. It didn't, Swavey, get finished because they changed perks on us. So I do want to go back to that. Is that something you guys, enough people want me to go back to the desktop stream where we're going through those with the new perks and that sort of thing? That is super difficult, B-Rock. Yes. If they give us 6-star tours, that's what you'll get all the time. They really need to give us 6-star tours. The news probably isn't going to happen, HD. Mainly... I mean, maybe I could. I don't know. Maybe a shorter version. Like the feud prep videos, Mayo? What do you mean specifically? 242k. More cheerful. Merrick's bot back? Oh, so I put the stream on YouTube now? That's why there's no music, by the way. Is I put the stream on YouTube, and a lot of people have said that they like it because they don't do Twitch, and now they watch the stream. So that's why I'm not playing music, because YouTube will freaking wreck my face if I put any kind of music on there. So that's actually why there's no music. It's so people can watch the streams on YouTube. What does the fox say? Yeah, Sap, I need to figure out how to do that. Somebody told me you can layer it or something, and then turn it off. Roster roast. I'm not always good at that. Wade Barrett makes Powerhouse Stockwatch. I'll have to talk to you about it, Sapper, when I'm not being... So this week is bad for me. I have way too much going on. But I will try and talk to you about it to figure out how to do that. Yeah. Um, Neutralizer may not. Yes, Dreamville. We're 99.9 sure. OBS Streamlabs. I use OBS Streamlabs. It was, wasn't it? Remember, the 5th of November, double dicking day. That's funny. Right here on the shield. Right here on the shield. Can be broken only by breaking 210 red gems. What the heck is the Merrick's Bop? What are you guys talking about? How do I not know what you mean? What are you talking about, Evo? I have no idea. Yeah, evaluating the cards with the new perks. I think we should do that. The new superstars at 6-star definitely have that in mind. I don't think they mean that bop. They mean something else. I don't know what. No, I don't think so. I could be wrong. I feel like... I don't know why they're being secretive about it. Makes me nervous. That would involve streaming Feud when I'm irritated, but yeah, I can probably do that. What the heck is live stream bot? What are you guys talking about? Outside the box upgrades. Okay. This is more one of... He's rare, sadly. Definitely one of my... not someone people are taking 6-star. I wish he wasn't rare, because he's definitely more out of the box that I took 6-star. I wish he wasn't rare with the Ray plate. Because I feel like he's much more out of the box. I don't think anyone else... I haven't seen another 6-star Woods, so... But he's super stupid rare, so that kind of wrecks that. Thank you, Sappy. Love you, buddy. I hate you, Flo. I hate you. Oh, you're gonna see one, actually. Chasing Breakers. Sadly, it does require 2 rare-ish plates, but this is coming up, actually. I was gonna start working on his TP today, but I put so much into Cena. This is certainly out of the box one right here that I'm gonna do. No secrets. I will show you guys. I think he's gonna be really solid all the time for boss battle. Really good exhaust guy. What I mean is cheek plate and just spam the finisher over and over. Dude, Bray's entrance song is so good. So good. Actually, no. If you look at Jay's finisher at 6-star, I'm just not crazy. Jimmy, I'm sorry, not Jay. Wrong Uso. If you look at the jail Uso, DUI Uso, his finisher is 263k 4x4 area into green, refills itself. You just put a chic plate on, and it's gonna just slap over and over, spam it. New Nakamura is the best showboat in the game. With a chic plate, absolutely gonna slap. Seriously, just gonna spam it. %, increase in damage every single click. Just spam it over and over and over and over. Great for boss battle. That's certainly out of the box. If you don't have that, but you have the Uso cap skill plate, The silence gem, no big deal. You spam 2 moves over and over. The 4 MP green is choose a 5x5 area to make into silence gems, and then you swap the 4x4 area over it. They're going to get, 125% stronger every single time you do that cycle. Yeah, until there's a green gem damage boost as well, Evo. Eventually, I think they're going to add move damage boost in. In fact, they've had move damages before. So I think he's going to be great as an exhaust guy all the time. Like a taker, but different. And he's got silences covered. He's got greens covered. And oh, by the way, he has 1, 2, 3 6 MP black moves. Choose 5 gems to make into purple. Make 7 random gems into purple. Swap a 3x3 random area into green gems. So what you do is you throw the random, hope you don't cascade for the whole board, which you probably wouldn't. There goes your drip plate out. Then you do the choose around it, drip plate out again, and then you drop down the massive 3x3 area on those X multiplied gems. There you go. Or you choose into them with the purple. I don't really care. Either way. So that's my sleeper out of the box weirdness. Lots of different options there. 3 different plates that could be fun with him. So I'm going to level him up because different. Also, I got to give Benny props. If you guys didn't watch it, I've been hella critical on Shamrock. He took Shamrock 6-star for the skip, and he put the taker plate on him running double sub. So that's a great idea. You could go on it further with the Hurricane Rana and 1 sub if you wanted to. There's a ton of stuff to do there, but the concept is great, and his initial idea, I would actually highly recommend watching the video, because like I said, I could see subbing in the Hurricane Rana for one of the subs with the taker plate. Recycles ridiculously well, super good control. And yes, he was really good at the last boss because he's got the botch gem thing, right? He's got the botch gem thing going on in spades. He also has a bonus botch gem move too. So I was super critical of Shamrock and overly critical, I think, at this point. Safe to say I was extra critical and thus wrong. So I would recommend checking out Benny's build because he should get the credit for having the balls to take Shamrock to 6-star and find something that works for him. I certainly wouldn't have done it on my own, right? So let me find the link because really I think it's absolutely worth the watch simply because it's a great idea. So he deserves a watch, a like, and a share for that, in my opinion. Big fan of that one, actually. So, and it totally proved that I was talking out of my butt, so. I said he would be way too slow, and well, he's not fast. He certainly is way faster than I expected, and it's hella control. It actually reminds me of Zombie Austin, but I guess better. So here's the link for Benny's video. Go watch it. So there's that. Stone Cold, go away. I'm working on that. I'm working on stuff. So I want to put things in that I'm realistically going to do. Right? Realistically going to do being the key. Anvil, I think Otis is better. The free Otis. What Anvil has going for him, in my opinion, is he is a focused powerhouse when there isn't a lot of focused powerhouses. He's good because Otis is good. He is not as good as Seth, KO, Hall of Fame Taker, he might be as good as, not as good as Ray. However, Anvil does have a couple unique things to him. The Blast Gem move is unique to him, so that has the potential to set him apart in certain scenarios. Like when there's a massive Blast Gem buff on a boss, although this boss is designed to take advantage of his thing. And then he also has the Juggernaut Gem, which I was able to hit for 10 million on turn 3, but that is also turn 3, and all of the other guys I mentioned would have hit for a lot more than 10 million on the first 2 turns, so we can do that. I don't think he's better than Ray. I think Ray has a really good kit. I mean, Ray's going to hit you for 6 million on turn 1, 6 million on turn 2 without a line bonus or anything. No problem. So Anvil can't do that without a line bonus. His moves are super high charge. The damage isn't there. I don't see it. But I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, Evo. Also, with Ray, I kind of like different build than I think most people do. So I think either triple black, his finisher at 6-star is 609k base, and you choose 8 gems to destroy. For me, I think Z-Ray would be number 3, unless I'm forgetting somebody. Yeah. I would put Anvil in the same group with Taker, Otis, Sika. So the first group I have would be Seth, KO, Zombie Ray, and then in the next group, Taker, Otis, and Sika. For different reasons, all of them. But what newer card do I think has been overlooked by the community? So are we talking rare or not rare? When you say that, any card? Any. I would have said him, but people are on the bandwagon now. For a long time, it was him. I got crapped all over when I said he was a super good tech. Literally crapped all over. This card is crap. I had people in my stream left and right telling me how crap he was. Was him. I don't think most people think Woods is very good. Different play style, though. To be fair, I think Bliss is pretty overlooked with the moment and stuff, but that's more different, not necessarily what you mean, I don't think. I think Bliss is pretty overlooked. He sucks. Top food, thanks. Because I think she's ridiculously good. Mm-hmm. He's super good, Chandler. Low charge moves, bunch of different ways to win. Later, Tainted Empiric, thanks for being on. I like diversified guys that can do a lot. I said Dom sucked. He sucked until he got the plate. Trick Riddle is great. Agree with you. I know Evo would agree with us there too. Zombie Dom gets the love he deserves, I think. But Trick Riddle, I feel like a lot of people don't think he's as good as Striker Randy is probably true, Evo. Like, I always want to take him, but I never do. And he can do a lot of different things, like you're saying. Like, I like Randy. That gem defense thing is really freaking good. This thing, the purple set is really good. I mean, he's got a really nice link with Riddle too, so he's solid in showdown and stuff. But this is really cool. Really, actually solid design. With I think you need eternal positivity, right? Can you still do it without matchy match perks? Yeah, you can, right? 5 and a 3 and 1, yeah, 7. You could still do it. You absolutely could still do it. So he's kind of fun. I can get behind that, especially if you got his gear. Um, mm-hmm. I could see that, Evo. Absolutely could see that. That's how you'd run him at 6-star if you want the big boom. I don't think that's how Evo runs him. I think Evo does the. Did you do triple red, Evo? I could be wrong about that. No, you did purple, right? Purple, red, red. Definitely ask Evo about Anvil. He played him a lot because he had a lot of legend wins. So definitely ask him. Uh, Man, that's a good question. So I think this is actually, assuming you had 17k Santa, I feel like this Andre kind of has a ridiculous skill set, ridiculous move set, but the recycling is kind of an issue there. So it depends. I don't know that it would carry to gold. This is one I actually kind of want to look into a little bit more at 6-star. I haven't researched it, so I'm gonna hold off on actually saying that. Um, what about Hall of Fame Brett? Are a lot of people high on him? I feel like I should like him a lot more than I do, so I feel like I maybe undersell him. It is a big assumption. Yeah, I need to look at his 6-star moves. I think at gold that move set is good. Nice, Evo. Definitely Riddle. To be honest, I think Hurricane is a lot better than people think. A little bit random, but I think he can win a lot. He's one that I think would be a fun project for sure. Um, Obviously, J, Acro J, I think. Bulldog, Acronaka too. Acronaka, Acro J, I think they are both better than people think, especially at 6-star. Bulldog, I think too. Actually, Evo, I was thinking this move set would be kind of fun with the drip plate someday too, because this goes to a 5x1 area. Um, so you'd fire the drip plate off twice and then blow up the board with hitting most of the multiplies. I think it goes to 5x1. I don't think it goes 6x1. I think it goes 5. Um, and I thought that would be really interesting on Bulldog here. With the drip plate at like 6-star. Because it's his primary gem color too, right? So that seems to me like it would be really good. Finishers 176k, choose 7 to make into black. Obviously, you're going to recycle it, no problem. The 8 MP on the increase your yellow by 8 MP. So you would wanna no big deal with the yellow because you're gonna refill it, no problem with this. So that's enough the first time. And then a 5x1 area. So Yes, again, the Lex is another one that I would like to try without the drip plate because there's some stuff there. I actually went by that. That reminded me of that. There's actually some stuff here that's really interesting that I would like to try. And he's already gold. He just has hella hollow stars to sound like a teenager here. But like, so there's some stuff here, right? You almost is can go up to 100%. So you got that going for you. You can put Rhonda's plate on there for black and yellow gems, get another 100%. So that's an option, right? That's a decent amount of buffage with control. Also, this is really interesting to me. If I had NWO perfect, which I don't, you got 11 cross breaks into yellow, 2x3 into cross breaks, and massive bonus yellow damage. It's only, I don't know, I have to see how big this goes at like 6-star, but if you got a bunch of yellow gems into those cross breaks, let me see how big that goes. That's kind of interesting too, and pretty easy recycle. You could put any color into red and you'd recycle super easy. The question would be, do you need Santa Hogan? Because you can run, I think there's a black-red or red-black trainer. I don't know if you'd need Santa Hogan for that or not, but that one is super interesting to me too, I remember. I want to check 6-star and see if this goes to 3x3, especially, or bigger, that would be amazing. It stays 2x3, sadly, but that's still interesting to me too. Because, that's still interesting to me too. Some form of that. Also, you could do something like this too, if you wanted to, with the yellow buff. Just there's no guarantee you're going to have a ton of yellows on the board. So there's that. So I do think Lex has some possibility for some interesting stuff. In general, Honky Tonk Man was really solid, super fast too. Yeah, Mayo, that would do it. Super fast too. White Mango, you are on the right path, sir. So the only downside with Z-Bob is a little bit slower animation sometimes. However, if there is another card in the game that has got more bells, whistles, and things going in his favor, I sure don't know what it is. Because his gear, a lot of people just got that. Then they sold the zombie strap. If you got that 100% gem damage strap, you're up to 200%. Hall of Fame Yoko is 100%. You're up to 300%. Then you got this. If you can max it ever, another 100%. You got 400% reinforced gem damage. Holy moly, have mercy in Showdown and in Feud. So yeah, Showdown, you get +3 more MP. So really, I mean, all around this moment, great for Bianca, great for Z-Bob. Z-Bob already has low charge moves for Showdown, so that +3 is massive for him in Showdown. Yes, Yoko is a big difference. I don't have his strap, so I'm missing that 100%. Probably going to hit for the neighborhood 5 or 6 million, I would think, with all that stuff. Low charge and recycles. So you're going to most likely win turn 2 in Feud against 6-stars, which is perfectly acceptable these days. And I think that's really good. So you're not wrong, White Mango. That's a great shout. It's a lot of extra stuff, but it is there, certainly. Yeah, 25% on the beefcake plate too. There's another 25%. Yes, he does. He's pretty solid. I feel like he kind of fell off the radar. I still think he's one of the better strikers, not named Rocker Sean. Actually, Striker Lashley gets nowhere near the degree of love he gets. because I think he's the clear third best striker to me in the game, and I don't feel like many people think that. And with Cody and Rocker Sean out there, I think pretty much everyone or a lot of people just ignore that. If they have one of those two, they ignore most of the other strikers. So I feel like in the no respect department, much better than people give him credit is Striker Lashley. I plan on getting mine to 5-star gold, and he likely RVD's pretty solid too, but I think he likely would be my next striker on the dude side if nothing else comes along and distracts me. That being said, I'm a Foley mark, so always a good strong possibility there. Like I said, Jimmy's got some stuff right here. He's got some 6-star triple black low charge going on, and he's got the boss battle thing that Evo made fun of me for. Rightly so in his case, because he's got, you know, a ton of really strong options, but he can do silence, and he can do green, and he can do green move damage. That's a lot of versatility. I like that. Plus it's exhaust, so he's going to be my second exhaust guy after I finish Taker, just because he does opposite things. Shamrock, like I said, props to Benny there. I wonder, I really want to love Big E, and maybe Boss Battle could do that. I want to look at him at 6-star, because you don't care if you pin in Boss Battle. And his finisher is 500k. Getting back to the green, can we do that though? It's super high charge. Why, guys? So close to being so good. And it's red gems now, and red gems are never going to happen with KO and Seth around. So he'd be great. He'd be fun with the NWO plate. Like, a lot of fun, right? Getting back to the green in Boss Battle would be the problem, potentially, is the only downside. But yeah, he's got a nice bleed too. Not amazing, but it's nice. It's too bad. Yeah, they did. The finisher, it should really be like 12 MP, probably. Realistically, 18 is just silly in our day and age. I don't understand why they did that to him. It is what it is. Like I said, Shamrock. So this is interesting. Probably nothing here, so don't go do this. And I had someone DM me about this. I want to say it was Red Bull. So don't put this one on. This Merrick stole this. Pretty sure it was Red Bull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 star. Okay, so he's got the milk carton move, right? Which is right here. This goes up to 100% for 2 turns. And he's got a 1 MP countdown move. So this Z plate blow up the board. You have to live to get there, is the downside. And he doesn't have a choose move. If he had a choose move, boy, I think that would be stupid interesting, because this is only a 6 charge. And if you had a choose move, there's a chance you could stack it multiple times on top of the 1 MP. He is so close to being busted, like so close. It's really dang close. Like really close. Because they would do so much damage to themselves with the Z plate. You know, this buff twice, this twice. If you had a choose move, it's really close. I just don't see a way. Probably you'd have to live through, you'd take some hits. So if you got a 50% gem defense strap kind of thing, you got Honky Tonk Man, maybe there's something here. Maybe because you're going to be hitting the Z plate and living till the, you know, it gets ready. So, you know, there's possibly something there. Against a red guy? No, that's blue. Does he have a steel red? Too bad he didn't have a steel red. You could run him against a red guy. Why not do what turn one? I just don't know how you'd get... Does he have anything you could get the pin with turn one? I don't see a way to get the pin turn one. Well, maybe. This makes them... It might happen. Yeah. It's random. So maybe you could get it. If they lined up in the right spot. So you need the red trainer. Boy, Swavey. I don't probably think so. It's 8 MP is the problem. So you can't put Honky Tonk Man on and do it turn one. And it's only 5. What does that go up to? It goes up to 6. Yeah. If this was a lower charge, man, like I said, he's really close, dude. Like, I feel like he's really close to being special. Like, legitimately special. It's just slightly off. But I feel like he could still surprise people, and you could pull off some funky crap. For sure. The charges on the other moves, Frog Splash is 8. This is 5. This is 4. Yeah, you need a match. This is 4. So a lot of low charge moves. It's really, like I said, dude, if he had to choose and you could do, it's really close. Anyway, that wasn't mine. I'm 90% sure. So that means not sure at all. Absolutely. Red Bull came up with that. So not Merrick's. I'm pretty sure it was Red Bull. Red Bull Rages. Pretty interesting, right? I'm just not sure on Shamo. I don't know if he has low enough charge moves, Swavey. So the thing with the 50% strap is you really want to get to that magical, mythical 140% defense spot. I'm going the wrong way. Bischoff. Master Jim wins with him all the time. He runs him triple yellow. And Master Jim wins with him all the freaking time. So I would have to say underrated. He also, what's his moment do? Did it not? That's too bad. Were you over 140%? Was that not enough? Probably Walter, a little bit underrated, to be honest. Shelton, 100% underrated. Absolutely. Kofi's got a lot of good stuff. So I would agree. I don't... yeah, I would say he probably is underrated too. Definitely think Walter is too. He can do some things. Really? That wasn't enough? How is that not enough, Evo? Yeah, they're right next to each other. That's funny. I would agree with you. Truth is really good. What the heck, dude? That's weird. I would have thought you got over the threshold, you know, at that point. Yeah, it should have worked. I wonder if the kick out, maybe the finisher doesn't work. Like, it should work. Well, Evo doesn't go against normal people, but... You have 2 gears and it wasn't working? That makes 0 sense, dude. Probably this fool. Not on offense, though. Kind of ridiculous defensively. Still. Okay. Make 6 blues red, all reds. Yes, okay. To answer your question, back to Swavey. You could look at Seamus like this, because they're 6 MP. And then I would say you could go with the crown. And Honky Tonk Man with this and work on getting that up there. A nice Sandel. I know you have Hogan with his power gems. So that's possible, Swavey. Because you could get Honky Tonk Man on. I would... What do you have him at? Like, before I say build him, where's he at now? And are you good on resources? Like, because you could take him to gold and test it. Do keep in mind, though... Actually, you could probably take him to 5-star bronze and test it against golds. Would be fine. But you keep in mind, though, now, anything you do at 5-star is basically worthless as far as testing goes at 6-star. Because it's literally 80 times 1 gem on the kickout. 80 times, unless you get them down to 25%. At 50%, it's 40 times. So each gem is like a 40 times multiply gem. That's why guys kick out so much now. So it's really hard to equate things to the 6-star game. The defensive builds are incredibly risky, and you're in for a really long match. So you're going to want one that recycles. Yeah, I think I'd agree with JD. Even if you have a 50% strap, I just don't know that it's going to be enough against 6 stars with what they did to kickouts right now. I would be worried about it, for sure. That also depends on what faction you're in, to be honest, in feud. If you're feuding against Avon and those guys, you're in loads of trouble. Because the Wokens, the Booties, the TNMs, the Havens, it's pretty much gonna guaranteed. Wait for Lita, man. Lita is so good. It's just a stunlock party. Just wait for Lita. Absolutely wait for Lita. High damage stunlock city. Really good. So back to what were we saying? Where was it? There was a comment I wanted to say. Oh. Yeah, Lita's nutty. Ridiculous. Easy top 3 lady in the game, I think, probably for feud. For Frood. So your macho thing. No, I think no. B-Rock. I wouldn't use any. The only ones I would actually use, Seth, KO, like as far as for their specific blast, Taker, KO, Seth, Otis, Sika, Zombie Brian, Anvil. Other than those ones, I don't think you're going to get enough out of the blasts to make it worthwhile. I mean, you know, Roman makes a lot of blasts, but I'm not gonna do it. Why? This is such a dumb move. Definitely not gonna do it because he has multiple blast moves. But no. Even with all his gears, no. So other than those guys, I don't think I'd use a specific blast guy. I might be missing one or two, but don't think so. You want quantity of blasts on the board for this. One. The more blasts, the better. The problem with Earthquake is going to be the recycle. His move charge is really high. So that would be my concern with Quake. You're going to struggle to recycle. Okay, so in that case, Swavey, you likely aren't going to see a lot of these ridiculous double Fury, running wild sets. So like this, for example, is not even anything special, and because I don't have a good strap. But if you go against like Booty and stuff and Woken, you're going to see guys that have a lot higher number than this even on a card like Taker, right? And we're talking, I mean, I have some good stuff on him, but I don't have a 50% or one of those 100% straps like they have a lot of. But this is full Fury 2, maxed out, blue sub stats on every single Fury 2 in big numbers, and this is nothing, right? Like this is not even a big deal with what you could see. So there's a big difference when people ask feud advice between going against the top players as far as like spending and stuff and what they have equipped to not. And the gem defense, what matters is getting my number down. So if you can reduce them to 0, or like 1, 10, 15, 50, any of that stuff, 80 times 50 is nothing. You know what I mean? So that's what you have to look at, is the reduction. In your case, most people you're going to face are probably not going to be loaded up with Fury 2s, right? And so if you can go 50% with a strap, I'm 20% on Gable, right? I have a 20% strap. I went to double vitality for boss battle because it's funny to me. But let's say you go double armor on Gable, Honky Tonk Man. You're at 90 with Honky Tonk Man. Double armor is what? 40%? Is it 40? Yeah, it's 20 and 20. So that's what? 130? Is that 130? So 50. And Honky Tonk's 30. 80 and 40 is 120. That's 120%. And then these max out a level 4 at 20. That's 140% there. And then you get some substats. You're going to be fine. Yes, Crazy Dina. So if you double armor him completely, max your metal here, use Honky Tonk Man. Better if you have Invis Cena, because he's another 10% at a coach. And then get some substats, if you can, that have gem defense on, like this one that doesn't matter. Your move damage one won't matter. And even this one won't matter. Just look for filter by gem defense on armor, percentage of gem defense, and then find an armor one and equip it. And just make sure they're all armor ones. So just go to your Fury, have it filtered, and then find that substat in these metals. Like, you know, right here, 3 extra percent. That, after you get to a certain number, gets to be huge. Right here, another 4%. Throw those two on there. And then this one, right there, another 4%. You put those 3 metals with one of these maxed out, and you're going to be an extra 12%. So what's that? 152% gem defense reduction. With the people you see, most of the time you're probably going to wipe them out. You wouldn't even need to take them gold, though. To be honest with that, you could get away with it at 5-star, no problem. Because you're not gaining any extra. You could get away with it at 4-star gold, really, because you're not gaining any extra gem defense. As long as the moves are high enough to get you the pin, you're fine, because you're reducing them down to 1 is the goal. So your level really doesn't matter at all. It's just, can you do that to 6 stars? But you could use that as a low one to beat all the 5 stars super easily, if that makes sense. and just keep him to keep your lineup lower. If you're not going for meat, right now the best way to score in feud is run the fattest lineup you can that you can handle quickly, because 6 stars are worth so much. If you can do it, that's the fastest way to score points. You can score points at a ridiculous rate. It's everything is bloated right now, so. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense and wasn't too long-winded. And fuel the DeLorean. Yeah. Seriously. So annoying. Boy, it's late. It gets dark fast now. Do you guys have any other specific questions for today? We'll do it again tomorrow. So the consensus seems to be people really like the oh, don't forget to do this too. These ones have Slimer coins in them too. So don't forget your daily and this whatchamahoozle, which today kind of sucks because it do be this, you know. But yeah, I mean, like, ideally, I have fun when I'm making the game more accessible, better for you guys. I don't know why I haven't really felt the stock watch thing. Maybe it's because my natural dislike for anything that's remotely like a tier list. And part of it is I really need to know all of those cards inside out when I do that, and I don't own all of them. So I'm afraid I'm going to give bad information. That's actually kind of scary, because I don't like the idea of you guys investing hard-earned resources on my thought process and have it not work out for you. That's not cool. As for Acro Macho, he's usable with a taker plate, but not good. Because you can make a 3 black match pretty easily. The damage just really isn't there, though. It's the charge is ridiculously high. Definitely rough. I try Zandel. I hope so, right? But yeah, Dawkins, I think, does he do purple? Breaker is really close to being good, but he doesn't get to fill his red. That's Breaker's problem. I looked at Breaker too. I'm sure he'll get better at 7-star. Yeah, I agree. I try. It's definitely not fact. I have my own bias. I like versatile cards. Oh, look how close I am to the fuse. Then I'm going to build him just in case I ever get the drip plate. 2 shards. Scopely, help me out here. It's okay. They're in the stupid VIP vault that no one should get. What's the charge on that atrocious move? That's not good, I'm sure. How would this guy be with the Seamus plate? If you don't have the drip plate. I don't know. I'll probably take him 6-star because I don't like Hall of Famers. In the event I ever do get a drip plate, as soon as I get the fuse. I don't want the hollow stars. That's why I'm waiting. But I'll probably take him 6-star. Mention to check. I wouldn't go off of that necessarily, though, Gluis. I have no idea what metals trainers he used, if he had it set up for tours or not. Usually his stuff is not doable inside a feud. It's just like a tour thing, so that'd be one I'd check myself. Because it isn't usually doable inside a feud, where especially when there's no match perks and you know you don't have NWO perfect and things like that. So Hall of Fame Taker, I think, is going to be your best pick. Just run him this way. He is very creative, no question, Gluis, and he has a lot of fun builds. Use these two moves over and over. If you get close to the timer, throw this out so you don't lose this move. You can't hot tag off of KO in a feud. Yep, Otis will be great. 1,000%. 31 blast gems, baby. And he chooses purple, so he'll recycle flawlessly and he'll have purples on the board, not reds. So yes, Otis is another fantastic choice if you got him. Definitely use him if he's leveled up to gold. I think Hall of Fame Taker is going to be the best. Anvils might challenge him for that. Otis is going to be dang good. Seth will probably be really good. KO might still be okay. Probably really good too. Zombie Brian can be really good because he's turning all of his blast green, and he has a very big chunk, and his animations aren't bad. He has 14 blast gems on the board, very similar to Taker, and he's changing them green with a flawless recycle. The one thing, though, is you are going to want the get red MP plate. Is it green to red? It gives you red. You're going to want that because, and you're going to want to use Matchy Match Coach to get the finisher recycled every time. Zombie Brian's going to be dang good. I wouldn't be surprised seeing people take him out of retirement that haven't used him in a minute. Yeah. But he does do some really cool creative stuff, so I'll give him props there. Also, I mean, part of my own problem is I'm very much functional and practical and don't really like to go in the makes sense to me, Evo. I agree with you on that. I prefer to go on the functional side, and also I stay away from things like NWO Perfect and using like a full set of Fury 2s and things like that. So, and most of my stuff I need to be able to replicate in Feud. And that's partly my own problem. I'm certainly not exciting because it is a game and it should be fun. So setting up big booms is pretty cool as well. So I just don't actually do that myself really ever. So great person to watch to get something different than what I do. Used to be like a lot of people who do hot tags with Keith Lee and stuff too. And you see some really huge stuff off of Keith Lee hot tag ins and stuff. So maybe Keith Lee, speaking of, might be a little bit hard to recharge, yeah, but some random blasts out there. I don't know the charges, so I'm not a big Keith Lee guy, never have been. But maybe some Keith Lee options. Hmm. Hold on, my boy. Here we go. Right here. Shelty B. Lee? Keith Lee? I think a few have taken him 6-star. Shelty B. Make one blast gem into yellow. Luke? Yeah, Luke, I remember him doing some blast stuff. It's been a minute. Oh, dance moves? That's a fact. Where's Luke at? You couldn't see it, Evo, but I did a little shimmy. You guys mad if I don't do a Cena preview? I feel like everybody already covered it, and anyone cares about a 6-star anyway. Is it even worth my time to do the my 5-star Cena preview at this point? You guys think? Probably not. I don't know. All yellow into blast. What does his gear do? 2 yellow MP. Exactly, Evo. So you know they're gonna hit full on. I like that he makes the yellows blast, right? So like, you know, maybe we're gonna go. You gotta fill the red is the problem. It's in this choosy. It's choosy. So I don't know. Let's choose red gems to destroy. Yeah, probably not for me. Maybe though. Yeah, pretty much. Take him 6-star. He's amazing. End of preview. Here's a good set in the meantime. One said and done. Why are we talking about it? I feel like there's almost no reason to talk about anything else with him because his 6-star is so ridiculously good, and the other moves that I like is okay, right? It's solid, but that's what you'd expect from like a normal free card, and then a 6-star one is just crazy. But yeah, technically you could throw names like okay, Iron Sheik makes blast gems, but it's just not. You're choosing two and you're going to choose and it's going to take forever. There's no damage there. Like it's not worth your time. You'd be better off using Striker Andre absolutely is usable. I don't have him. Thanks Evo. And you know that brings pain talking about that stupid bag. Absolutely Striker Andre would work. A little bit high charge. Will he recycle? I don't know. But that initial hit he should hit super duper hard because he's a striker. Jerk face. That was totally on purpose. I don't know. I think we're about there. So I think we'll call it a stream. Yes, absolutely. I just think most of them aren't worth it. You'd be better off using, you know, the breaker leveled is more important. If you don't have those guys with massive blast gem walls, or Otis throwing out like 30 plus, you're just better off to use your breaker guy and let somebody who's got the leveled guy do the damage, you know? And then you heal him, keep him alive, you know, find the best thing you can in the meantime. Nothing with red gems. The shield is going to be a problem. It's midweek. I don't know if yeah, very close. Today's talented will probably get me close. I do have massive balls, yes. Call me the Miz. I am trolling the Miz. I mean, come find me, Evo. Come join 1%. I'll carry you. I got the goods this time. I'll carry you. Yeah. Do. I wonder if we found out anything more about Brett. Nothing. Nope, nothing. Maybe. At least if you have him leveled up to gold, he won't die. Maybe. I wouldn't get super excited. I feel like there's some blast guy I'm forgetting about. No, I've been in the same position for a while and I finally stood up and there's a lot of cracking. What's vote chat for boss? I don't know what that means, Zandel. Yeah, Mikhail, Otis will be phenomenal. I think you jumped in recently and missed that. No, 1% doesn't use voice at all, actually. That's right, it's your first time here. They don't use voice at all. I opened it up a few times and just sat in there and no one joined. I'm like, oh, okay. Kane with gear. Refill might be hard, and I think he generates reds, but that's a decent shout. Yeah, I sat in voice one day, or like, I just turned it on. I'm like, wonder if anyone will use voice. I was hoping like 1 or 2 people would join because after 2 people, voice makes me want to shoot myself. Because you always get that one guy. That one guy that never shuts up and has a super annoying voice. And you're like, dear Lord. And if you don't know who that guy is, you're him. What do we got? 3 random red gems. That's the problem. He makes his blasts. This one may be okay, 6-star. But what's the charge on it? That's random, but it's only 4. No, I don't mean to, Bob. I had to mute people several times in that voice chat. It wasn't too, Bob. I had to mute. Killian Dane. Oh, there's a name I haven't heard. I'm pretty sure Evo had to mute him too. Does Hall of Fame Yoko have a blast set? I still have never gotten over my hatred bias towards Hall of Fame. Even though you can actually level them now, I feel like I still have a lot of that bias left over because they were impossible to level for so long. You guys remember how pissed off I used to get about that? Like, why are we even talking about Hall of Fame? You can't even level them. That used to make me so mad. I remember that. That was back in... oh! You need his gear, huh? Wait, I have 1 gear. What's that do? No, that's not it. I want the more silence gems. I mean, it's 11. Wait a second. Hey, that's good. That's kind of good. A little bit high charge. You need a plate to get the yellow back. But yeah, I can see that working. That would work, right? A little bit hard to recharge the yellow, though. That's what I would worry about. But yeah, that would work. What does that go to at a proper level without the gear? Yoko. Not any higher, like 12. This could absolutely work, actually. Yeah. So I would go probably yellow matchy match, right? For more yellows on the starting board. So Dom. Right? We would go Dom. And is it Ambrose that makes more silence? No. Let's find out. I can't remember. It's been forever since I put... There it is. I looked at Striker Vince. I was feeling like the charge is way too high. Yes, Amy. Otis, 100% will be great. Are you the Amy, the same Amy from YouTube that actually comments on a lot of the videos? If so, thank you very much for all of the comments. I do appreciate that. It's nice to know people are watching. If you're that Amy that comments on the YouTube videos, also welcome to Twitch if you are. And even if you're not, welcome to Twitch. And you comment plenty, so if you have a question, feel free to ask. I do appreciate the comments a ton. Even if I try to respond to a lot of them, I don't always. But I do actually read them all. I think I usually respond to them. Depends. Sometimes I have a day where I'm just like, nope, no social crap today. And then I forget to ever go back and comment on the older stuff. But yes, but no, don't use him. This is interesting. This would be if somebody has Hall of Fame Yoko leveled up for sure if they have the gear. This is something. I'm gonna screenshot this and just send this to the faction. Good shout, Gluis. That was a good find. Good job. That one is 100% usable. And potentially quite good, honestly. This one, especially if you don't have Titan plate, right? Because you don't need to worry about swiping and missing the damage. And then put, his general's orders go red to yellow. Anything that goes yellow. So general's orders, if it does, time once again if that's yellow. I can't remember if it's yellow or purple. I get them backwards. Whatever generates yellow off a 3 match would be great, because especially if you don't have a Titan plate, that would be solid. Yoko. That's a lot of blast gems, though. So, and that could be very good. Really good. Tiger Rule 101, always buy a car you want to die in. Definitely don't want the headline to read, Tiger was pulled from a Hyundai that was caused by a turn signal fluid leaking into the battery compartment and setting a fusion bomb off. That's crazy. Crazy. That's hilarious, dude. Amerix, you want to make a huge impact? Do a series of YouTube videos of superstars everyone should have that are viable 6-star. Yeah, I mean, like, so the new Cena is one of them. Zombie Dom is one of them. Any of these recent free ones, really. Otis at Powerhouse, Riddle at Trickster, and I think we got every class. Those were the free ones in the chase, right? Did I miss a class there? Otis at Powerhouse, Technician was Z-Dom. Oh, Striker, you could go Honky Tonk Man, you could go R-Truth. They're both really good. Striker, yeah. Ladies is a lot harder. They don't make enough good ladies, for sure. But there are ones you can use. There's different levels of usability, though. Actually, post this before I forget. I like the Yoko shout. Showboat freebies? Good question. We haven't had... Oh, probably Priest. Nice, Amy. Zianka is incredible. Showboat, I really like Priest, actually. Let me go to Showboats. This guy to 5-star silver for his training ability. He said every roster, so no. Or she said every roster, sorry. Crazy Dina, my bad. I just assumed your gender twice. Lawler would be a good one too. I liked Priest more than Lawler personally. But yes, both good. They would be one of those two for sure. I mean, if you put a gun to my head, at ladies with the ones that everyone has, it would be really rough on some of the classes. So, like, Showboat, your option would be these 4. And I would say Lacey, and it would not be fun. Well, actually, her with gear. If not her with gear, though, which I wouldn't advise getting now. I would be boss battle stuff. Prior to boss battle stuff, if you already got the gear, cool. But, man, it'd probably be Lacey. Not good. Yeah, but if you're talking every roster has, not every roster has Mickey. Mickey is good. Acro would be... man, I loved Bailey so much. I wish they would refresh this card. She was a monster for me for everybody. Yeah, if you played, you got him. She was a monster for me, but probably I would say Nikki now. Actually, Charlotte's better than Nikki, I think, and you can get her, but it's a pain in the butt if you don't have her to do all the trivia. So save your web coins. Trickster's brutal. Free Trickster ladies, so brutal. Dear goodness. It would have to be Steph. And that would just not be, well, maybe Mela. Probably Mela, but man, it would take forever. So I might just say Steph and double Fury her, you know what I mean? Because at least the medals have improved. I don't know. Don't love it. Powerhouse? Oh, I guess Zombie Charlotte or Zombie Charlotte. Ew. Ugh. No. Just no. Probably Sasha. Does every roster have Beth? Beth, if every roster has her. Probably. The sucky thing is you can't get this Z-plate to work on that now. Brr. Preference, I think. Go preference. Rhea's got some cool stuff. Sasha's got some cool stuff. I think Sasha's probably better and good up to the 5-star mark. Usable at 5-star gold for sure. Gets a lot tougher. I don't like the way she looks at 6-star very much with the health pools and stuff. Becky's okay. It's very much a game of hope you get the board you want. Is the downside to Becky. Very much a game of hope you get the board you want. Yes, because her shards are gettable. So you don't need to waste any shards because you can just buy them daily in the Showdown store, and who needs Showdown currency for anything now? You have way more currency usually than you do stuff to buy in that store. So people just farm her shards up. Much easier to take up than Charlotte, where you have to farm web coins, you know? Trivia, which is horrible. Which is why I think you see more of her. So the 6-star, yeah, the ladies would be really hard that everyone has on their roster, to be honest. I mean, you could find usable sets for them, but I can't imagine having to use some of them in like Showdown or Feud and stuff. It would be rough. If you have really good trainers, you certainly could do a lot with some of them. But if you have really good trainers, then why would you be stuck using them, you know? Oh, Stacy? Yeah. That depends. So at Tech, I really think currently with the way the game works, at 6-star, I would be inclined to take Becky, Techie, but that would only be with the caveat that I have her gear and a Uso cap skill plate. Yeah, some lady freebies would be great in the next few months, because we've had literally a run of all really good dudes. It would be nice to get some free ladies out there. In general, a lot of the ladies could use some updated skill sets. But to your technician question, Bailey's the only one I'm missing. 115 away still. I kind of fall into at 6-star. I'm going to say I think of the techs currently available. Techie is quite good with the gear and the Uso cap skill plate. That is a caveat. You don't have that. I think I would be inclined to say Shayna with the Z plate and playing for turn 2 with the big boom Z plate would probably be make a lot of sense. So I think I might class her 2 at 6-star, and then but close with Rhonda and Bailey, depending on what you want to do. All really close. Yes, yes, yes. Godfather, thank you so much for 16 months, dude. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. That being said, I prefer Rhonda's play style of just blowing up the board. And not using the finisher, though. I would use, I think I use this one usually. So I prefer Rhonda's playstyle with an all heart. That's how I prefer Rhonda. So of them, if I didn't take Techie, I would personally pick Rhonda too, but I could see an argument for Shayna too. Personally, I prefer Rhonda, so my order personally would be okay, so the question between the thing with Bailey though is Bailey has control in her own way because she has the stun if you want to go that route. And she's really good. So I think I would take, again, personal preference. It's really hard. I you know what? If you got Bailey, if you got her leveled up, just take Bailey over Shayna. No issues with Tech Bailey either. It's just I honestly think, guys, and this is my personal opinion, and I'm trying to do this as much as I can. I think this next batch, this next round of lady superstars in particular is gonna, and it might take a while to get through it all, and who knows if you can get them all. But if you look, they class Zianka as an A tier. What? So that tells me, yes, Evo, if you have something you can survive with, a 6, just make one 6-star now in the ladies game and then hold, right? Because the stuff coming, I really feel like is going to be exponentially better. Like, I really like Wendy. I have all the bells and whistles. I was set to take her. I've decided I'm not gonna. I'm just not gonna. Because I feel like if this is, you know, if this is where the ladies game is heading with this kind of power, you could argue even in the dudes game, she would still be insane. I mean, she's better than Theory. So, and they haven't typically done that with the ladies. For the most part, they've held them back to where they just lack kind of that oomph, that last little bit. And like you look at Lita, complete stun lock, 2-turn stun, big finisher. So yes, Bianca then Lita. And if you don't have so I think if you can hold on, it's worth waiting, and don't go ham on the dudes at the same time. If you don't have, like, I think honestly, I said this was dumb. I took Woods up for fun, and I said don't listen to. You're right, Evo. It is. I said don't listen. Don't do what I'm doing. Listen to me instead of what I'm saying instead of what I'm doing. This was the wrong move for overall my roster, simply because now I don't have tokens for Lita. Right? And tokens are a problem and shards are a problem. So you want to kind of balance that. Once you start, you have, let's say I have a trickster, right? I have Zianka. I don't have a male trickster. So if I decide I want a male trickster, let me look at my tokens here. I want to take Sammy, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to level him up. Not worried about shards because we're going to get shards of everyone this time. But I have 14. That's only 4. I would probably wait unless I super loved the character till I had 16 to 17, 18 of the token. So I would slow play it unless you absolutely love them till you have 18, 16 to 18 of the token. So that way, in case this new stuff comes, you know, you're ready to pull the trigger. There's no rush to rush a ton up there. You just need a few, some good coverage to compete in events and stuff. It's not like 99.99% of us are trying to win feud leaderboards and that kind of crap. So you don't need to listen to like some of the stuff where like elite players say you need this and this to compete and such is way better than XYZ. You can get by with a lot of really good stuff. The only reason that I pulled the trigger anyway is I'm gonna get 2 cups from Lita in her tour, her victory tour. So that's 7. So hopefully I get those last 3. Not if not this month, next month. Probably won't get them this month. Jawa, that's after you have 1, right? So I'm saying like take what you need to be competitive and then wait, right? So, you know, like I have enough. I don't need more. Am I going to make a few more? Yes, for sure. But once you get 3 or 4 dudes and 1 or 2 ladies, no, I don't think so, Truth Nation. And 1 or 2 ladies, no, in fact, for sure I'm not, because I have 2 showboats, and I'm good at showboat, other than Lita and Nakamura. I would hold off and not take anyone at this point. That's what my showboat tokens are for. Lita 1 because I need a lady showboat, and Nakamura 2 because he's the best showboat in the game. He's going to go to 6, no matter where my tokens are at, because I don't have a great tech leveled up. So he's going anyway. So I'm not, and I only have 13, right? So I'm not following my own advice, Jawa, but I'm saying like once you have a technician, start saving them for when the good ones come out. And in particular, the ladies, if you can get by with it, you're really going to want to hold, because I believe the class as a whole, and that being the lady class, is going to get way, way better. Way, way better. Really quickly, if that makes sense. Lex is pretty good, yeah. He's solid. Mm-hmm. That would be really nice, Evo. I don't know that it's going to happen. Well, we probably will get 1 more lady. We'll probably get 2 this month. Unfortunately, though, it's not the showdown one, so it's going to be likely very expensive, and most of us won't get her, myself included. You know what I mean? That's the downside. So we really need them to be the chase or the free card, or at worst this showdown scrimmage, or most people just aren't going to get them, you know, for the most part. But if you can, really make good choices with your shards too, because they're very generous this month, and I don't know if that's going to last at all. I wouldn't anticipate we'll see anything like this again. I think we'll still see more shards in contests like we have, but I don't think we're going to see giveaways like this. So make sure and be very conscientious of your style class combo. And I'm losing my voice now because I've been streaming for 3 hours. Yeah, Evo. 11, I would say no, but I would have also said no if you said, are we going to get a top tier acrobat for free? So I would have been wrong about that too. I just choked on my water. Oh, geez. Sorry. Ah, wrong tube. Breathe air, drink water. A lady would be legit because it would be legend. A lady free one like Cena would be amazing. We can only hope. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna call that a stream. I went 3 hours, really long again today. It's probably because I don't want to be productive and make any videos today. So, well then. Who can we raid? Who's streaming? If anyone is even still around. Who's... Oh yeah, we still got 55 people. I don't even know how many people showed up today. And I'm making a lot of weird noises today. I guess G's streaming. We can raid G. There was? Oh, good. It seemed like chatter was good today. 4 busters. Was Sigourney Weaver who you're talking about? Was she... What role? No, she wasn't a Ghostbuster. She wasn't the secretary, was she? I can't... It's been forever since I watched them. And I didn't see the remake, so I have no idea if it was good or not. Or not the remake, but the newer one. All right, thanks for being on, guys. We'll do it again tomorrow. Eventually, we'll definitely get back to... Oh, tomorrow's Faction Boss. I'll probably stream Faction Boss, actually. So, yeah. I'll probably be streaming my Taker runs. Yep. Yeah. Cool. And then Thursday, stream will be for sure an hour late, but I'll still try to join stream Thursday. I have a scheduled appointment at normal starting stream time, so I should be on at 4. Thanks, Evo. By the way, I appreciate you, sir. You know that, but I still want to say it anyway. I definitely appreciate you, Evo. Thank you. You know what I'm talking about. All right, guys, have a good night. Later, Big Show. Right on, McKeel. Later, B-Rock. Zandale. Janie got a gun. Okay, we don't need me singing.